Akane Tsunemori. Akane Tsunemori Japanese, Chang Shushu, Hepburn Tsunemori Akane, is a protagonist of the anime series Psycho Pass. She is introduced as a novice inspector assigned to Division 1 of the Public Safety Bureau's Criminal Investigation Division. Over the course of the series, Akane examines the social and ethical underpinnings of the Sibyl System's governance of Japan and her own idealistic values. Akane is noted for her remarkable psychological fortitude, which keeps her psychopath score consistently low in the face of extraordinary challenges. In addition to the anime series, Akane appears as the protagonist of the continuation film Psycho Pass, the movie 2015, and the manga and novel adaptations of the series. Akane was created as a relatable audience surrogate who would evolve into a noticeably strong-willed protagonist by the second series and the 2015 film. Writer Gen Urobuchi stated that when creating the duo of Akane and Kogami, their traits were balanced to make them striking. However, in retrospect, Urobuchi believes Akane became one of the strongest characters he ever created. Akane is voiced in Japanese by Kana Hanazawa and by Kate Oxley in the English dubs. Critical reception to Akane in early episodes was mixed as the media felt she was too weak due to her inexperience in the Force. However, her character arc in the first anime and her stronger portrayal starting from there to her role in the sequels and the film earned major praise. Her dynamic with Kogami was also well received by the audience. Creation and design. Akane Tsunemori was conceptualized by production IG staff to be the most relatable character in the series, acting as an audience surrogate who would critique the setting and the ideological conflict between the protagonist Shinya Kogami and the antagonist Shogo Makishima. One of the staff's objectives for the series was also to chart Akane's transformation into a heroine. Wanting the series to be anti-Mo, the production team avoided showing Akane removing her clothes and instead featured scenes where Kogami would remove his. Akane's physical appearance was designed by manga artist Akira Amano. Due to her and Kogami being the lead characters, Kyoji Asano felt like he could care about them. Director Naoshi Shiitani shared similar feelings, stating he wanted Akane's traits to balance with Kogami's as they are the main duo of psychopaths. He further stated that one of her original characteristics was her masculine traits despite of her gender. Since the character's creation, Shiitani had thoughts about what would her role be in the future, most notably regarding her imprisonment in Psycho Pass 3. While Akira Amano conceived her looks, Kyoji Asano handled the anime design. Asano emphasized the major contrasts between them when illustrating Kogami and Akane. Kogami wields a weapon freely with one hand, and Akane wields it with both hands, indicating that she is less highly trained. Akane is introduced in Psycho Pass as an innocent rookie who matures through her experiences. This was affirmed by Japanese actress Kana Hanazawa, who voices Akane in Japanese. Hanazawa said one of the focal points of the series after the third episode was the changes Akane would undergo. She would be influenced by many unfamiliar, traumatic experiences she must endure as part of her policing role. During episode 11 of the series, one of Akane's best friends is murdered in front of her by Makishima. Urobuchi originally wanted the anime staff to show Akane's emotional reaction to the murder by having her throw up, but this did not make it to the final cut. Gen Urobuchi said that while creating Kogami and Akane, he tried to balance their traits, but felt that Akane ended up becoming one of his strongest characters because of her development in the first television series when she clashed with Makishima and her ideals. Because the first Psycho Pass series focused primarily on the clash between Kogami and Makishima, the second television series introduced an antagonist who acted as Akane's nemesis now that the plot centered around her. Psycho Pass, the movie characterized her as even more assertive and self-sufficient. Much attention is focused on Akane as Kogami is not present in contrast to the first series where the duo balanced each other's personalities. The creators were inspired by films like Apocalypse Now and Saving Private Ryan to tell a story about Akane searching a war zone for the renegade Kogami. The non-romantic dynamic between the two characters appealed to the creators because of the deep trust they have for each other. Both Japanese actors playing Kogami and Akane agreed. One of them believed Genoza had more romantic potential with Akane. The duo was said to resemble Sumair Ando and Shunsaku Aishima, the lead characters from the Japanese police comedy drama Bayside Shakedown. Hanazawa was surprised at the proposal that she speak multiple English lines at the end in the movie, although she enjoyed her work. The anime staff praised how she managed to convey different takes on Akane since the first series. Her stronger persona was felt to be faithful to the original Tsunemori from previous television series. Appearances: Psycho-Pass. The 20-year-old main female protagonist of Psycho-Pass, Akane joins Division 1 of the Public Safety Bureau's Criminal Investigation Division as a rookie inspector. She is initially uncomfortable with apprehending or executing people based on their potential criminal behavior. On her first assignment, Akane stuns enforcer Shinya Kogami and prevents the execution of a kidnap and assault victim whose Psycho-Pass spiked because of the trauma they had endured. While Akane is reprimanded, Kogami expresses gratitude for her intervention. Akane's tendency to question protocol puts her at odds with the cautious senior inspector, Nobuchika Genoza. As Division 1 pursues criminal mastermind Shogo Makishima, who seeks to undermine Sibyl, Makishima retaliates by taking Akane's best friend Yuki hostage. Makishima threatens to execute her unless Akane uses a shotgun to kill him instead of relying on Sibyl and her dominator. Akane attempts to use the shotgun but hesitates and misses. Makishima retaliates and executes Yuki in front of her. Akane and Kogami later arrest Makishima, but he escapes PSB custody, prompting Kogami to go rogue to kill Makishima himself. Sibyl reveals the true nature of the Sibyl System, a group mind of asymptomatic human brains working in tandem. Sibyl wants to add Makishima's brain to their collective and asks Akane to arrest Makishima before Kogami can kill him, in exchange for sparing Kogami's life. Akane accepts Sibyl's offer and leads Division 1 to Makishima as he attempts to poison the country's food supply. Akane is incapacitated while doing so. Kogami uses the opportunity to execute Makishima. Sibyl informs Akane it will not kill her because it knows she will keep its secret out of self-preservation and to avoid the mass chaos revealing it would cause. Psycho-Pass 2. In Psycho-Pass 2, the CID find itself under attack by Kirito Kamui, an anti-Sibyl terrorist invisible to Sibyl's scanners. Kamui is immune to Sibyl's judgment because he was implanted with body parts and personalities of several victims of a plane crash caused by Sibyl many years ago. Sibyl's scanners see him as a collective entity which it does not know how to judge. Akane attempts to influence Akane to murder Kamui by murdering Akane's grandmother and framing Kamui. Kamui uses a hacked dominator to force Akane to lead him inside Sibyl's processing center. Sibyl implores Akane to eliminate Kamui, but she attempts to arrest him instead. Kamui then reveals the true reason he brought Akane. Sibyl's adjustment means that Psycho-Pass scores now factor. Kamui believes Akane's sense of justice and morality is significant enough that she could judge and execute Sibyl if she wished. Kamui then suggests Akane voluntarily join Sibyl in the hopes that her morality will permeate throughout the collective and transform it into a truly benevolent force. Akane ambushes them and tempts Akane to murder him by confessing to killing her grandmother. Kamui intervenes by simultaneously killing Akane and letting Akane kill him. Psycho-Pass, the movie. In the 2015 film Psycho-Pass, the movie, Akane thwarts a terrorist plot by illegal immigrants from the Southeast Asia Union, or SON, a war-torn superstate importing Sibyl technology to police its population. After seeing evidence that Kogami trained them, Akane is granted permission to travel to SON to investigate and potentially arrest him. Akane meets Kogami, who is surprised to hear about the Son terrorists in Japan. Akane goes with Kogami to visit the rebel headquarters, which also houses many refugees. When the base comes under attack, Akane returns to the capital and hacks Son's Sibyl System to grant ID analyst Tsunemori access. They discover Son's psychopath scanners have been hacked to mask the high psychopath scores of Colonel Wund and his forces. Akane is subdued by Wund and reunited with Kogami, who has also been captured. Wund admits to planning a coup d'etat and having Chairman Han assassinated and replaced with an imposter shortly after Akane arrived. Tsunemori disables the psychopath's hack on Wund and his men, revealing them as threats to Sibyl's scanners and security drones. Akane's team also arrives to save her. Akane confronts the Han imposter and confirms it is a cyborg controlled by Sibyl. Akane argues that Sibyl depriving the people of Son a say in their own government will create more unrest and civil conflict, and betrays fundamental human rights. She convinces Sibyl to announce, through its chairman Hans Avetter, free elections. Other appearances. Akane also appears in the manga Inspector Akane Tsunemori, an adaptation of the first anime series, and makes a cameo in the prequel Inspector Shinya Kogami. She also appears in the series' self-parody manga Gakuen Psychopaths by Shina Soga, and is a supporting character in the visual novel Psychopaths, Mandatory Happiness. The character appeared in the crossover Godzilla, City on the Edge of Battle. In the 2019 anime series Psychopaths 3, Akane has been imprisoned for unknown actions and is expected to see judgment. Nevertheless, she is looking forward to the actions of two new inspectors, Arata Shindo and K. Mikhail Ignatov. In the finale, Akane, still imprisoned, meets a returning Kogami, and two start discussing what they did during the time Kogami had left the society. She is released from jail in the 2020 Psychopaths 3 First Inspector, where Kogami invites her to a meal. Reception. Critical response. Reactions to Akane during the series' early episodes were mixed. Hiroko Yamamura from Japanator liked the way the first episode focused on Akane's first day as a police officer and her opinions about it. Rebecca Silverman of Anime News Network and Thomas Zoth of the Fandom Post expressed similar response to her debut due to how different she was from other cops. Zoth said that in later episodes he liked the relationships Akane established with Masayaka and Genoza, which resulted in several interesting scenes, and grew to care about Akane during the first half of the series. Neo Magazine's David West noted how weak Akane's character was in early episodes because Kogami did all the work. Bamboo Dong of Anime News Network was more critical of the character, calling her a blank slate. She said Akane is uninteresting and forgettable, and her previous role in the show as the moral compass seems to have waned as well. Fantasy Mundo's Patricia Lamas stated the manga adaptation was faithful to Akane's characterization as it explored the deep bond with Kogami and the flaws with the Sibyl System, a theme also explored with the other members of the cast. Despite initial mixed reactions to the character, Akane's growth during the series earned praise. Chris Beveridge of the Fandom Post website was more optimistic based on her stronger behavior. Silverman said that ever since her best friend's death at Shogo Makishima's hands, Akane underwent major character development as she due to how she views the law as well as bond with Kogami. In a later review, Dong said the character's uninteresting traits stop appearing in the second half of the series. Zoth appreciated her character arc in the climax as seen through Genoza's perspective. Similarly, Bamboo Dong and Kotaku said found her more appealing due to her character arc. As for the second anime, Kotaku praised the differences between Akane and the new inspector, Mika Shimatsuki. In anticipation of the movie, IGN writer Miranda Sanchez expected to see more interactions between Kogami and Akane due to Psychopaths 2 lacking that. However, she noted this bond was not fully explored. Jacob Chapman enjoyed Akane's interactions with Kogami in the role, such as one scene where Akane starts comparing Kogami with the late villain Makishima. Otaku USA Alexandria Hill also praised the first interactions between these two characters for its action, as it contrasted with the heavy use of dialogue in the beginning. In the book Law and Justice in Japanese Popular Culture, from crime-fighting robots to dueling pocket monsters, Akane is regarded as a person committed to following the law despite acknowledging its issues. Chris Beveridge of the Fandom Post praised the actions of both Kogami and Akane in the film. UK Anime Network liked Kana Hanazawa for the stronger tone she provided for her character in comparison to the previous works. UK Anime News enjoyed the English version. Popularity. Akane also won the Miss Noitamina Award in an official poll involving characters that appeared in Noitamina television series. In the 2013 New Type Anime Awards, Akane was voted the third best female character. In 2015, she once again took that place. The same year, a Charipedia poll, which asked fans to list their favorite cool women in anime, had Akane placed 10th with 257 votes. In a 2019 poll by Anime, she was listed as the top character fans wanted to have as their boss. References